Number four. Had a really rough night. Um, Took my meds and struggled to get to sleep. Finally crawled into bed at about 2:30. My partner woke up, kind of cracked the shits a little. I can't really come out with why. I don't know why I can't go to sleep. And by the time I woke up, realised I'd forgotten to book a doctor's appointment to go and get a script for more meds, for more of my nighttime meds. So now I've got to wait till tomorrow. I've got enough for tonight. That's it. Went for a drive to go and put some money in my partner's account, and went out a little bit longer than what I thought, mainly because I forgot what way I was going. I realised that I'd forgotten to take my pill for my day. I'd also forgotten to take yesterday, so that didn't really help. Going through the shops, I was, tried to be as polite as I could, but I couldn't get out of there quick enough. I don't know whether it's people or whether it's just my head. Going through the shops, I walk around looking like I am the angriest person in the world, and all I want to do is get into a fight, which isn't the case. But of late, it has become somewhat of the norm, which is why I don't leave the house very often. Only because I start getting shakes, and walking around knowing that people can see my scar and I've got these shakes, and I'm thinking that people are seeing this and thinking that I'm a nutter, puts me on edge, and I could not get out of there quick enough. I can't emphasise that. But a couple more sleeps, and then I've got this case of the work cover. I'm going to try and stick a photo of the object that hit me. One of the things that I've spoken about with my psychologist about what happened was the fact that I froze. I was standing on the mobile jaw crusher, and I could hear this pinging from steel on steel. Kind of like when we used to play on the old pinball machines, and you'd get the ball in around the mushrooms, and you'd hear the whole ting 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 ting. Only this was more like a ting ting bang, ting ting bang, ting ting bang bang, and it sounded like a fucking cannonball when it came out. Punched a hole in a protective grate, steel grate type thing that was over the jaws. It punched a hell of a hole. I never actually got to see the hole on the machine because apparently it took them a full day to clean the blood up from the amount of blood that came pouring out of me. And they ended up just putting welding a patch plate type situation to cover it. but they did keep the lump of steel. And every time I look at that lump of steel, I still sit there dumbfounded. Questioning my mortality. With everything that I've done wrong in my life, I kind of figured that it'd be justice. That something like that would be what would take me out. I've survived an overdose on painkillers. I've survived suicide attempts. I've survived car accidents. I've survived motorcycle accidents. I've survived through everything. I've been shot twice. Once in the shoulder. And once in the back. Survived them. Survived being stabbed. Survived countless ass whoopings from being young, dumb, and full of cum. Like most lads in Australia, don't really think before we speak. It's not until we get older and we have had our asses handed to us multiple times that we realise, hey, maybe I should shut the fuck up and listen to what this other person is saying, because it might not be what I'm thinking it's going to be. And I'll still have moments where I'm still young, dumb, and full of cum. I'm only 28. But I talk as though I'm in my 40s with the crap that I've gone through. But yeah, laying in the hospital bed, doing hand exercises that my dad taught me whilst I was trying to teach myself how to play bass. It's just something that kept me awake from me just wanting to go to sleep. 9 times out of 10 when you get hit in the head, you either get knocked out or you just want to lay down, go to sleep, wake up the next morning and think that, wow, I have got a cooter headache. I'm going to go and have a hangover kebab. Unfortunately, because of the amount of times I've been knocked out, I was kind of worried in the aspect of concussions. I have had numerous amounts. But from all the CAT scans, the neurologist that I saw seems to think everything's fine. They were more worried that I had epilepsy, which I kind of raised my eyebrows at, because I've got one family member that has epilepsy, but yeah, it was never questioned about me. During my childhood, I was tested for ADHD and ADD, and came back negative. The child psychologist that I saw at the time, he turned around and used a situation to describe my mentality of I'm a lot smarter than what I portray myself, but I'm still stuck in second gear and I'm not getting into third. Finding that out at the age that I did, as well as my parents and my Year 7 teacher at the time, because I was failing pretty bad. My parents, the psychologist and my teacher got together and they hatched a plan to have me believe that I would be repeating the 7th grade because of where I was academically. All I had to do to pass was get a C in everything. So that's all I aimed to. I got a few B's, a couple of A's, and yeah, ended up making it to Year 7 graduation because that's what they did back then. Shout out to Greenwich Primary School for putting up with my crap. It's an awesome little primary school in South Australia. My understanding is it's still conjoined on the campus, on the same campus as a private Catholic type primary school, Our Lady of Hope. Countless school on school fights. Still brings a smile to my face thinking about half the fights that I got into over crap. It also brings back some really fun memories of one of my dearest friends that I lost in my early childhood from some shit that happened that I'll probably get into later on. But my understanding was he was taken out by a drunk driver across the road to his mum. And yeah, it's still really raw because I spent a lot of years beating myself up on the fact that the last time I saw him, he and I got into a fight, and like a lot of fighters, we can pick one fight that we would claim would be our best fight ever, and this was it. We put each other through absolute fucking hell. Countless school damage. And yeah, in the end, his mum ended up taking him out of the school. What that had transpired from was he had this built-up rage from when I had belted the crap out of his dad. And for basically beating the crap out of his mum and him. And told him if he ever came back that I'd kill him. A few months down the road, he finally snaps. When I first met him, it was when I saw that animal, the Tasmanian devil type situation. And yeah, that was one of my best fights, also my worst, because it brings up the fact that I never got a chance to apologise to him. Because of me, he didn't see his dad. I didn't know the situation, I just saw my friend was hurt. So yeah, it was still a little bit raw. Been a few years since that all happened, but at the same token, I can talk about it a lot easier than I used to. But yeah, so when I got hit in the head and I'm laying on the hospital bed, and I'm doing these hand exercises, and the doctors were really good at the first hospital. I was really stressed out over the fact that because of a history of painkiller abuse, I told them that I didn't want medication. I don't want anything in my system. Flat out. I have an okay pain tolerance, but my drug tolerance is ridiculous because of my abuse. So the hospital I went to was the St. John of God Hospital in Midland, which is a newish hospital. And I got driven in. My supervisor's wife drove my partner's brother's car, got a wheelchair and dragged me and got me in the wheelchair and took me in. Mainly because the brother-in-law, it's easy to put it that way, he lost his license, owed me a lot of money, so we kind of made a deal. He took my points. I'm really proud of it, but yeah. And since then, he has just been an absolute idiot and got pinged so many times for driving under a suspended license. Not my problem with him. He owed me close to about 8-9 grand, and yeah, he got off light. He's chosen not to pay the fines and everything else, but that's on him. We shook hands. So, yeah, he couldn't drive me. Nobody thought to phone an ambulance. Kind of glad, because later on that night I would be taken in an ambulance to Royal Perth. And I would rather be in a morgue than be laying in an ambulance, because I got that claustrophobic. I was ready to rip my restraints off, because I just wanted to get up. I was freaking out. I had this neck brace. I'm on my own. Following day, I'm supposed to have a visit with my children with DCP. Didn't have my phone. Asked my partner to bring my charger. So she took my phone home. Stuck it on charger, didn't bring it in. So I was absolutely livid at that, because all I wanted to do was phone DCP first thing in the morning and go, look, I can't do fuck all because I'm in hospital. So the following morning when she brought it in, I sent a message to my ex-wife. We were talking at the time through Facebook, and just said, hey, look, I'm trying to get through to DCP, not having a lot of luck. This is a situation. You're seeing the kids earlier today. Can you please let them know that I'm missing this visit because I'm in hospital, but I am okay? She was kind of reluctant. She ended up doing it. We finally got through to DCP. They told me not to worry about it. Ended up losing that visit anyway. And had one or two more visits, and they would be my last. All with staples in my head. When I was at the first hospital, whilst I was still pissing out my blood, they were trying to staple it closed as best they could. The bandage that was put on me, I later found out that we had no qualified first aider on site. No one in the whole of Brackovich was qualified, had a current qualification in senior first aid. That drove me fucking nuts, because I'm walking around like I did after I had my fucking tooth taken out. I mean, they've just put the bandage around my head rather than putting compress here. And, makes more sense, but they didn't do it. So yeah, lots of blood. I ended up losing the one set of overalls that actually fit me comfortably, that I could get off in a hurry when I needed to go for a bog because I didn't have a back flap. But I was just thankful. At that point, I was thankful that I was alive. Later on was when I'd start to question my mortality. And yeah, I laying in that hospital bed in Midland, and I'd started to lose feeling in my hands and my legs to the point I was freaking out, because I'm trying to squeeze this guy's hand and I'm putting every bit of thought I can in my hands, and nada. Everything into my foot, nada. Now the nurse is freaking out. And he's a student nurse, which makes me even more fucking petrified, because I don't know how long this guy's been doing it for. And yeah. So they end up transferring me to Royal Perth to have a CAT scan the following morning. Now I know they've got a fucking CAT scanning machine in Midland. I'd gone in with my brother-in-law probably about 3-4 months prior when he went into hospital. They've got a fucking machine there. But rather than keeping me there and, putting me into, like, a room and just keeping an eye on me there, no, they wanted to put me on put me in the back of an ambulance, take me to Royal Perth, where the nurses there pissed me off, because all they wanted to do was cram painkillers down my fucking throat. The ambulance drivers are having to go at me because I'm freaking out, wanting to get out of this fucking restraint, wanting to rip this stupid neck brace off because I'm stiff as hell, my back's killing me. And all I want is my phone to go out for a smoke, come back, and I'll calm down. But no, I had to keep that brace on for 24 hours. And it would be a full, almost 48 hours before. Fucking midges. Gotta love spring around here. Yeah. It'd be almost a full 48 hours before I'd get a cigarette in. So, any smokers out there that understand that craving when you can't, yeah, you trying to find shit to keep you occupied, but it not working because all you want is to go out, inhale in one breath a full fucking cigarette, go back and you'll be calm. I finally caved in, took some pain meds. Pain was, from when I got hit in the head, was already up there. Like, it was fucking killing me. But I just wanted to wait until there was a moment I could not take it. That was it. That about knocked me the fuck out. Couldn't sleep the entire fucking night. It was, about 1, 2 o'clock. I finally caved in, pressed the button for the nurse, and turned around and said, please give me something. Knocked me out. So they ended up giving me a Valium. That knocked me, didn't really do much. So about half hour later, I pressed the button again. They came in, they gave me training fork because that's all they could give me. So they gave me 2 of them. About another half hour later, I had another Valium, and then I finally knocked out. Finally woke up, and by that stage, the lady and pushing the carts, walking around, and she goes, I'll come back to you. I know the doctor's coming to have a look at you, So I came in, took the neck brace off, and took my blood sugars. It was 1.1, and I turned around and said, look, I haven't eaten, I haven't had anything to drink. Let that lady come in, give me some food, let me have a coffee, and about 5-10 minutes later, come and check on me. Yep, no worries. So I scoffed 2 plates worth of food, had a couple of coffees, smashed a handful of lollies, and then about 2-3 minutes later, I'm hurling it all back up, but then my blood sugar went up to 4 point whatever the fuck it was. And yeah, they didn't want to do a CAT scan because from what they could see from the x-rays, there wasn't really much to worry about. All they wanted to do was take half the staples out and put double that amount in because they weren't happy with it. And I'm sitting there going, is it bleeding? No. Is it going to tear how it's done? No, it's just cosmetically unappealing. I was brought up, if it's not broken, don't fucking touch it. So by this stage, the nicotine craving's kicking in. Pain's already gone back up because the painkillers have worn off a few hours ago. Finally had this fucking CAT scan. My partner's sitting there and I'm pissed at her because it took her, she forgot. Because she was freaking out, and I was spending more time trying to console her than worrying about myself. CAT scans finally came back negative of anything that they could see, and this doctor just wanted to fuck around with the staples, and I'm turning around and saying, no! Give me the fucking paperwork to sign to get the fuck out of here, and let me go! If it's not broken, don't fix it. It's plain fucking engineering. It's a whole, duct tape and WD-40. Is it supposed to move? No, duct tape the fuck out of it. Is it supposed to move? Put a whole can of fucking WD-40 on the cunt. Finally, my partner calmed me down to the point, the sooner they get it done, it's done. Then they come in with fucking needles. Now, I'm tattered, right? I'm tattered. I hate needles. I can handle a tattoo, to an extent. 7 hours is my limit, depending on the area. But you go and you try and take blood, or you're trying to inject shit into me, I'm gone. For anyone that watched Dragon Ball Z, when they were going to Namek, or whatever it was, and Goku was getting all healed up in hospital, and they came in with the needle, and he was trying to jump out. Yeah, that's me. Only I'm already halfway into another fucking state. So I'm already like starting to get up. Give me my fucking clothes. You're not putting that needle in me. You're not fucking with the staples. I'm done. Finally he restrained me, and he took his fucking time. Finally get it done, and then he made me wait another half hour before I could go. And I'm just like, are you fucking serious? Finally get out to the car park. Mrs. is looking at me as if I'm about to fucking kill someone. Where the fuck are my smokes? They're at home. Heaven forbid she had one job. Bring my phone and my smokes. And don't fuck that up. She brought my phone and the charger, but she forgot my smokes. Good thing there was an emergency couple of cigarettes that I dropped down the fucking in the car a few weeks prior. But all I had was fucking matches, and she had the fucking heater going. Finally get the smoke lit, sitting in, as we're going through the car park, and she's going, "You're not supposed to smoke." And I turn and said, "I don't care. I need something." First phone call I made was to my mum. "Hey mum, out of hospital, CAT scan came back negative, gotta go and see the doctor tomorrow." Blah 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 blah. Following day, owner of the company phoned me, check up on me. And he went on an absolute fucking rampage over the fact that they transferred me from Midland Hospital to Perth. And in all fairness, I was in the same boat. Only problem was I had the phone up to my ear at the time, and with him going off, I had to do the whole whoa fuck. It was like the missus was having a go at me. I think he's having a go about the situation, and in the end, he took care of me as best he could. Bit sad that the shit happened, and I can't work for the company anymore. Because my doctor and my psychologist will never approve me to. They've stated they will never approve for me to go back and work for the company. But yeah, that initial 24 hours, 48 hours after having it all done, and having these staples in my fucking head. That fucked me up. That fucked me up beyond all belief. And in the later days, that had happened. I'd be off work for a couple of weeks while I had the staples in my head. Finally had the staples out, go back to work. Same area, and the same moronic fucking supervisor puts me standing right next to the machine where it all happened. Because that's what you do. It's just like riding a bike. Like fuck it is. Anyone else have been hit in the head by this lump of steel that's rocking this type of fucking indent, I want to get back on the bike. Fuck the bike, I'll walk. Or hitch a ride, one of the two. Either way, I'm not getting back on the bike. And everyone thought it was fucking hilarious. The machines would be coming down off the hill. And everyone would be looking at me, curled up in the fucking fetal position, rocking, because I'm freaking out over this fucking machine going off, because all I can hear is bang, 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 bang. That's all I've got in my head. When I started having blackouts at work, I was having blackouts at home, not fucking realising what the hell was going on. But I'm having them at work. I'm not fucking realising that I've fallen to the ground. I've got no fucking idea. So they take me away from the machine, and they put me in another area. I'm still having blackouts, and the doctor that I would eventually go and see, when I took the lump of steel that hit me in the head, when he saw that, he turned around and said, "You've gone back to work too early." I've gone, "No shit, Sherlock. Now what are you going to do?" "I'm going to organise for you to go to a neurologist." 4 weeks later, I find out through the return to work lady that my employer hired, they'd already had feedback from a neurologist that they wanted to send me to. They don't deal with work cover. Go figure. So this return to work lady took me to a doctor that she uses, Dr. Marcus Adonis. Wonderful guy. Absolute legend when it comes to getting me into appointments, getting me to see the right person. Has looked after me this entire time. Following this return to work lady. And he turned around and said, "Yeah, no, you're not going back to work, and you can't drive. Not until we can put a figure on why the fuck you're having blackouts." Now, the GP that I'd seen originally, he ended up putting me on beta blockers for some unknown reason. He'd sent me for a heart monitor, which came back with a slight arrhythmia issue. When I had a second heart monitor assessment done, that ended up coming back. There was a slight arrhythmia thing, but they're putting it more on, like, diet and shit. But when I was a personal trainer, I was training 2-3 times a day, 7 days a week, living the lifestyle. When I stopped being a personal trainer because I was overhearing the bullshit of I didn't buy the cheesecake, he did. And yes, that is a legitimate excuse that I had heard from several clients. I didn't buy the cheesecake, he did. When I would ask them, "Did he make you eat it?" Now, I don't like cheesecake, but if somebody bought a bar of chocolate, I know I'm going to want some chocolate. I've got a couple of bars in the fridge right now. My partner has a go at me over the fact that I'll eat a whole box of these. I think I'm about halfway, 3/4 of the way through these today. But I'll eat like one of them and a full bar of chocolate in a day. And nothing else. Because all I want to do is snack. But when it comes to eating normal food, it's too much fucking hard work. You gotta set it out on the plate, throw it in the microwave, or you gotta cook it up on the stove, then you gotta do dishes. Shit, I'll bang you out on these, have a bar of chocolate, oh fuck, it's empty. Throw the rubbish out. Oh my god, it's fucking awesome. And no dishes. Fucking hate doing dishes. We don't have a dishwasher. I'm still trying to convince my partner into letting me get a dishwasher. When I finally went and saw the neurologist and everything finally came back, Dr. Adonis turned around and he said, "Look, they're putting it down, both the neurologist and the cardiologist are saying there is a grey factor. Psychological. There is a possibility that it is a psychological onset." Because when they were having a look at the record of when these arrhythmia things were coming up, was either I was in the middle of doing something stressful or some form of stress would be happening or coming up, or I'd be freaking out over whatever. It took fucking like 3 months to finally get the insurance company to go, "You know what? You can go and see a psychologist." I'd gone and had an appointment, which had been on and off a handful of times. Finally got it. Went and had this appointment. They had to send off, the psychologist had to send a report off to the insurance company, and they didn't like it. So after them approving so many sessions, they weren't happy with it. I got a phone call from the psychologist, and then I had to go in and have an appointment with the head psychologist, who turned around and said, I don't understand what their fucking issue is, because I am agreeing with my colleague. You have post-traumatic stress disorder symptoms. Not putting a class on it, because a psychologist cannot make a clinical diagnosis. That's what the psychiatrist that I'm seeing on Thursdays for, is to get that put on there. The moment that's there, the insurance company's gonna have its issues. At the moment, I've been putting all of my psychology, all my appointments on Medicare, because I've got no fucking money coming in, and I need to keep this up, because if I don't have these appointments, all I'm doing is taking meds and sitting at home. Not the best thing. A few months ago, before the insurance company ended up wanting to come out with a settlement type thing, before I went and lawyered up, because I was told by the insurance company to go and seek legal advice in regards to the insurance company wanting to settle. I was told over the phone all they were going to give me was 3 months worth of wages. That was it. Their first offer was for $15,000. To some people, that's a hell of a lot of money. That's near enough my fucking child support. Plus, I've got all of these other debts that, from not having to pay in the last 3 months, I've had one bank close my account because it was overdrawn. I've got 2 debts that have gone off to debt collectors I ain't got money for. And because I'm on workers' compensation, I can't apply to go for a new job, because that defeats the purpose of being unfit for work. Even though all of my medical reports stipulate that I am unfit to work for the company that I am employed at, it is still classed as unfit to work. So, the day that I phoned and started making phone calls to lawyers and everything, I phoned up my return to work lady, because I've been able to communicate with her really fucking well. I've had next to no communication with the insurance company, because my case manager, and I did request for the insurance company to move my file to someone that was on a more contactable work regime. I think it's probably the closest word that's going to come out. My caseworker works 3 days a week. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. That's it. And even then, she doesn't even answer the fucking phone. When my payments were suspended because I went from being fully fit to be at work to being deemed unfit, it was the insurance company classed that as a recurrence of injury, and they needed to investigate. Now, she told me it was going to take 3 to 4 weeks. That was 3 fucking months ago. And when I eventually would end up firing my lawyer, because before I went on the cruise, there was a whole heap of fucking arguing because of the lack of communication, and then all of a sudden I find out that they hadn't been communicating to the insurance company at all. I get back from my cruise. I'm in Sydney, which is where my lawyer was based. Finally get him on the phone. I'll call you back. I was in Sydney for 3 fucking days. Didn't return my call. We get back into Perth. Following morning, I phone him up. Finally get him on the phone, and I turn around and said, dude, let's cut the crap. You either want to work on my case, or you don't. Don't fuck me over because you can't be fucked. Call it down the middle. I have been upfront and doing all this fucking running around for you, going and organising all these fucking appointments, doing all these forms for you. You have fucked me around for 3 months. The fuck is going on? I don't want to deal with your case. Right. Fuck you. Cancel the contract. I'm done. Hang up. They had their fucking receptionist try and get money out of me, and I said, I tell you what, you tell him to get on the phone, come and knock on my door, and if he gets on his knees and gives me the best blowjob in the fucking world, I'll consider paying him. Never had a phone call back. Finally get the offer sent through from the insurance company, and I make a couple of other phone calls, because before I chose them, I'd gone to about half a dozen different fucking lawyers, Slater and Gordon, and a few other ones around there that do pro bono, I think that's the term, where, you know, if you don't pay if you don't win, type thing. Finally found Foyle Legal, and he has been an absolute godsend. I went in, took me a while to figure out where the fuck this office was, went in with the lump of steel and all the paperwork from all the running around that I had done with the previous lawyer, turned around and said, right, I've done up this whole Word document, which is a simplified version of what the incident was. That lump of steel got shot out of that machine and hit me in my head with no hard hat, because no hard hats were supplied. They weren't given to employees until the following fucking day when WorkSafe got involved. And they still weren't being enforced until at the other site a young guy died and WorkCover was breathing down my employer's neck, left, right and centre, so everything was having to start becoming above board more, and to this day they still are doing shit that, if WorkCover caught them, is pretty bad. But I'm not going into details because I don't have an issue with my boss. I don't have a problem with the guy that owns the company. I have no problems with. It's the people that work under him that don't fucking tell him facts. They are too busy trying to cover their own ass, which is, like most people in the working world, they're only out to protect themselves. WorkCover and WorkSafe, the OH&S shit is the one thing that I learned growing up in the working world from a very young age. You look after each other, safety first. If he goes home safe and I'm going home safe, we've had a good night. And I followed that my entire life. Not so much at home. Like a lot of people, you'll take liberties. You're not going to sit there, when you got to climb up on the roof and cordon off your ladder and erect a fence and shit like that. You're just going to get the ladder, put it up on the thing, and you're going to climb up. You're going to do what you need to do and get the fuck down, because you don't want to be up there any longer than you bloody well have to. Whereas at work, I want to go home. So I've got to do my job safe so that I keep all of these. And the guy that I'm working with, he keeps all of his. We both go home, have a beer, have dinner, wake up, go to work for the morning, and everyone moves on. Unfortunately, that company is very much like a retail type atmosphere of everyone's out to fuck everyone else. I'm the good guy, y'all are fucked. Which is why my partner made me promise not to throw punches, not to get into fights, and to keep my mouth shut, keep my head down, and not make any waves. When I spoke to Foyle Legal, and I actually took the lump of steel in with me, like most new doctor's appointments that I go into, or any appointments in regards to my work cover, if I've never seen this person before, I take the lump of steel in with me. It's one thing to see a photo, but to physically hold the thing that should have killed me and look at me and go, how the fuck has your CAT scan come back negative? How the fuck are you alive? How the fuck are you barely scarred? That's my question. Because the thing should have fucking killed me. I have been living the past 12 months questioning my mortality of a situation where I don't know how I managed to fucking survive. I have done some very bad things, and I have made a lot of bad choices. I have made some good. But I felt like I was a bad person, and bad things happen to bad people. For some reason, somebody up there is looking out for me, and I'm alive, and I don't know why. I spend every day exhausted, fighting myself to find energy to keep moving, and it does my fucking head in. I don't know how I can do this anymore. I have spent so long pretending to be this tool that everyone can fucking rely on that spends countless hours helping everyone else before helping myself, being this asshole that I just wanted it to end. It's at the point I've had to throw out all the rope in my shed because I've sat there some nights totally oblivious to myself, but I've already tied nooses. Because I'm fighting with the missus, I'm fighting, trying to find out what the hell's going on with this page, trying to come up with money. I've had to sell my motorcycle to my brother-in-law. I had to scrap my car because it ran out of rego, because I don't have an income. I couldn't afford to pay rego. I couldn't fix my car, so I lost it. I've sold a fish tank that I made. I've sold that much shit that I'm running out of crap to sell, and I'm tired of having to rely on friends and family to be able to get through, and all I want to do is go to sleep and not wake up. And I can't keep doing it. It's destroying me. So when I go out to the shops and I'm looking at these people that I'm thinking that are spying on me for the company, or spying on me for the insurance company, or are tied in with certain motorcycle groups that are tied to my boss's company, that are wanting to fucking have my head in because everyone's claiming that I'm milking it. And I'm thinking, I'm not even going to throw a punch back. I'm just hoping that they throw that one punch that fucking ends it. My psychologist says that once everything has been settled and I'm able to step away from having to deal with the insurance company, having to deal with the employer, which I still question because my partner still works for them, so I'm still tied in with them. But I won't physically have to do anything with them. She seems to think I will be able to rest less. This thing right here, so as you can see, it's about the same length as my fucking head. Cylinder. Some jagged edges. Only thing that all the doctors and myself have been able to nut out is it's hit me this way. Because if it had hit me this way or hit me this way, where as you can see, it's still got a grease pin. And it still greases. I tested that. If it hit me on the sides on an angle, I would be dead. Because I would have a brand new fucking piercing. I gave up on piercings a long time ago. Video's gone a little bit longer than what I thought I'd do. But, I'm trying to break my phone. But, yeah. So that's the lump of steel right there. That hit me. And at the moment, some days, I wish it had killed me. Because then my partner wouldn't be putting up with this crap. I wouldn't be a burden to anyone. And this is where I'm going to end this entry. Today hasn't been that good a day. Yes, I'm alive. But, at the moment, I wish I wasn't. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Probably towards the end of the month, I'm going to start posting it on Facebook because trying to upload it to both is taking its time. It's very difficult trying to get all of it done before a reasonable time and being able to post it. I use Mac, so it's not as easy as it seems. I gave up on Windows a long time ago. I think the last Windows I owned would have been, I think it was Windows, people were still using Windows XP or Windows 8. I don't know. Yeah, I gave up on that. Too difficult to having to deal with viruses every fucking left, right, and center. Get fuck all viruses on Mac. You've got to go to those stupid websites to be able to get them, which I don't. So yeah, I'll probably start mainly focusing on putting this up on my YouTube channel, and I'll probably start using Facebook from kind of like the whole Instagram video bullshit and just doing little snippets, keeping people updated. Again, let me know. If there's anything you want to know, anything you want me to open up about, anything you want me to go into. At this point, it's just me venting. Which was the grand idea. till then, so ends entry number 4. Hopefully this goes up a little bit smoother. Yeah. Catch us next time.